Xfinity, and ESEA.
AGO could not go any further on map 1. It was indeed time for G2 to close things out, albeit getting things nice and close, nice and toasty on that second half. It looked so good for G2. We thought we were in for a swift game, and so did Henry G and Sadakis, but instead shouting another 12 rounds of Counter-Strike as AGO forged what looked to be quite a convincing comeback. Not to be, though, as it is going to be closed out by the French. You do have YNK and Chad residing. Gents, I think we have to focus on the first half first of all, because we did get very, very kind of convinced by G2 and what they were bringing to the fray.
Played a nice, loose, fun style,
Chill,
right?
wasn't it?
MBK forcing the Krieg again, but he's getting a lot more done with it this time around, taking some good duels, finding some good frags with it. I'm not sold on it, but he made it work. And just the looser style of G2 works on a map like Cache, right? Especially going up against a side that doesn't look as well drilled. You saw on the AGO guys, they weren't able to get their economy up, didn't have all the utility for quite a large portion of the match, and the G2 guys punished them with relentless aggression.
Relentless aggression, and it certainly did work out for G2, at least on their first half. This time, it's the T sides that work for G2. I was about to say last week, yesterday, feels like last week, they were actually struggling with their CT sides.
Yeah, I think for AGO, right, when you have less skilled individual players as they have, you want to try and do more things as a team, even on the CT side. The problem is the way G2 played their T side, they were just applying pressure all over the map. So even if you pick a fight somewhere, get a man advantage, they would immediately react and bring it back and find a weakness in your defense. So G2 played better than yesterday, but it was still a nice little comeback from AGO. Sure, you can argue that G2 did get a little bit complacent, thinking that the game was just going to end by itself. But it is easier for underdog teams to play the T side, not just because it's cash and T side is maybe even the favorable side, but because you can really prepare for that properly. You know, you have some weaknesses that you maybe think you see in your opponent's setup, so you can really from start to finish know what you're going to do in a round. And for a lesser experienced team, that's much easier than having to do stuff on the fly as you have on the CT side.
Now, Chad, I do kind of want to take stock now. We've seen AGO in action on our main broadcast for the first time. What have you learned about AGO? You know, which players stood out to you?
Well, I was going to apply Counter-Strike maths, right? In the sense of yesterday we saw AGO just manhandle LDLC. Well, today LDLC beat Space Soldiers, which means that AGO are going to come third last in the division with Space Soldiers last in LDLC.
Space Soldiers aren't going to come last, though, are they?
That's Counter-Strike math. No, for me, I actually, like, Snatchy hit a couple of decent orb shots. You know, it wasn't looking, you know, too bad. I think for these guys, we had some good plays by Grubby and Furlan, but those are the two we were expecting a little bit more from. And stand out, when you have a first half there's a bit of a drubbing, and on the T side you see a bit more of a lackadaisical G2, you can't put a huge amount of stock in anything just yet. We need to see a little bit more from them playing against the tier 1 teams before we can say, you know, this guy's legit or these guys are a good unit. Because we've only seen a decent T half.
They did fill up a highlight reel. I mean, you know, individually they are seeing them. You know, they are pound for pound managing to put up some headshots. It's going to become the rest of the package you were looking for, Yanko.
Yeah, and also Cache is one of their best maps, right? So it is a comfort pick for them. Another issue is going to be that map pool. Second map is going to be Cobblestone. That's not something that they play very often. I think they only played it once in the last 3 months on LAN. I think it was a win, but against lower tier opposition. So that's where they're going to really struggle when they have to play a map out of their comfort zone per se and against a strong opponent like G2.
Yeah, let's investigate Cobblestone just a little bit more then, because these maps differ from quite extreme strengths and weaknesses, right? If you're strong at Cache, this does not necessarily translate into their Cobblestone by any stretch of the imagination. But G2, what do we know about their Cobble? Is there anything in particular that stands out?
Well, they've had some heartbreaking losses, especially the likes of Kenny and Apex on this map, and some real good victories, you know, in the past. But coming into this, the French tend to lock down, especially Envious as well as G2 have a decent Cobblestone. And I think if they can get the AWP on Kenny and get him swinging around, he's going to be able to find those picks on the CT side. No dramas. Once again, I always talk about this for a team like G2 is just Apex and the spacing he can find on the T side. You know, them being able to find the room and find and push up. He's one of those players, kind of like when I did entry fragging stuff, I just wouldn't check all the corners. I had like an instinct and I just kind of push in and get away with it. Didn't work that often. Works more for Apex. But it's one of those things that you have to be feeling those timings. And then once you feel it, once it works 1 or 2 rounds, it just continues and it can spiral out of control.
So Control Kenny is going to be on AGO's hit list as well as trying to find their way into the site. We saw that they did manage to find their footing on the T side. Expectations, I imagine, still firmly with the Samurai here, Yanko.
Yeah, even more so on Cobblestone. As I said, Cache was a much more comfortable map for AGO. This is where I would give G2 an even more comfortable win.
A comfortable win for G2 from our analysts. We'll see what our casters have to say then, as that was, of course, Yanko and Chad will be talking all about that as it does conclude. But guiding you through it is Henry G and Zadagis. Gentlemen,
yeah.
AGO, they took you for a ride in that second half.
I think it was G2 taking us for a ride more often than not, because they actually kind of took their foot off the pedal a little bit there towards the end. For some reason, they thought they'd won the game.
Lifting and coasting, trying to save a little fuel. Got to get to the end. It's a long endurance race throughout the season. That's all I can say.
Yeah, one more
Get
map.
the short shifts done.
Exactly.
It is Cobblestone, and it seems like our expectations are shut down Kenny S. That was on our hit list from the experts.
Yeah, I think that's a reasonable thing to say. We will be getting to Cobblestone. I thought it was Nuke, so we thought we were
Yeah, I thought we were doing that. We did like a big pre-show about Nuke. We did the same thing again.
Yeah.
We got debated twice now.
Yeah, we said it yesterday as well. Well, it will be Cobblestone. I do feel like G2 will run away with this one. It looked like AGO had some decent players overall, but it just seemed like they put up momentum, and G2 with the force buys and stuff got shut down a few times in a row, and it seemed like AGO gave them a good run for their money, but I do see this one being quite a conclusive victory. As we get into it, it will be round number one. We'll have a look at the buys for the T side primarily. AGO will be starting there. They could have 4 sets of armor. No, oh, there is an upgraded pistol. I beg your pardon. It'll be Furlong's been dropped to PT50 by Toa. He gets a smoke and a flashbang, and they'll be making their way towards the B halls. Looks like an A split of them, to be honest, if they want to go down the ramp there. Little steps, as Furlong will be using the PT50 towards the upper platform. A bit more range, of course, better than the Glock. Has some one-tap potential. As we'll see, G2, pretty standard stuff. 2 and drop down, 2 at the back of B. 1 middle, that'll be Apex with the P2000, just patrolling the mid doors.
Mid doors, pretty important. I think this is the first time we've seen Cobblestone on the mainstream. So we've gotten all the maps except for Nuke now on the mainstream. Are you surprised?
No, it seems to be going with the even more so now as a new map. People haven't really tried it out. They've probably been a little bit scared of it, wondering what kind of trips will just drop. Speaking of trips, is PHR getting towards the drop down. MBK gets 1, but they've got the advantage right now, AGO. Kenny S and Body in a real difficult spot. The idea is to bait in Kenny as long as possible. Body can go down if he doesn't get a single kill, so Kenny has to be waiting for the last possible moment to strike. Will this work out for him? Spots 1, tries to deny the plan, which he does. Gets a double kill. This is looking quite dangerous now. 2 versus 1. He's doing damage. Low HP on both of them. 1 bullet will do it on either side. And Kenny S looks to strike. Gets 1 more. Looking for his 4th kill of the round. And that is just beautiful counter strike from Kenny S. He doesn't want to wait around. He wants to end this game as quickly as possible. Baited into perfection. They just assumed that they got to kill him in that position. There'd be no one there. It was 4 versus 1. And he manages to win that round. That's really a strong play from him. There's a lot of damage in this particular instance. And then moves on. Finds both the kills required. 4 kills for Kenny. And that was looking like an AGO round all day long, so it's a little bit disappointing for them. Great news as the Alligator comes out, the auto shotgun for MBK. You do see some of the more exotic shotguns come out on Cobblestone, sometimes the sword off, and the auto shotgun.
Apex to back away. They'll play passively toward the A side, a little bit more aggressive, I should say. He's going to rotate back to big. Good nade. Tawa. That didn't actually do as much damage as I would have thought. It must have clipped the edge of the doorway and he just got back around it. Either way, it's PHR to take out Shocks. A little bit over aggressive from Shocks, if I'm honest, because now an MP9 given to AGO as they knot things at 4. Aside, that is. Shotgun for NBK.
That auto shotty does pack a punch in the right positions.
Remember on Valentine's Day to wear protection or you'll be having a shotgun wedding.
Apex does go down by himself, completely flashed out position. A chance for AGO now as Kenny S goes towards the cannons. We'll see if he can get anything done here. The best spray control. He does get 2 frags eventually. The auto shotgun gets 1 more. Body left in a 1 versus 1 against Scrooby. He's got 100 HP. Hasn't managed to find a rifle just yet. There's weaponry around him. Body spots him. Both taking damage there. So we go to plant the bomb. Let's make sure that happens now, and we'll see whether he can maybe win the round. He's got 6 bullets left in his CZ. He gets 4 of them off, but it's not enough to win the round. There was the M401S there, but he couldn't quite grab it. G2 will win the round. Bomb planted though for AGO. They're really feeling quite spicy here. They could force by this round, considering it went down to a 1v1. Are they feeling that way inclined? I would say, yeah, give it a go. Why not? Let's see what happens. You're the underdog here. Maybe you can catch them by surprise. See the ammo depleting there. Will they go for it? Deagle, any armor? Are they feeling brave? Doesn't look like it. Just a modest purchase with the upgraded pistols there. 4 Deagles and a PT-50. No armor, no nades. MBK still on the auto shotgun. You get $900 per kill with that weapon. It's one of those weapons where Valve were trying to make all of them viable. Didn't really see much success apart from the Max 7 in terms of shotguns. Didn't really see the pretty simple round for body. 3 kills there. They all run into his crosshair one by one. Didn't really have to move his aim. Apex will get the 4th, and it will be Snatchy to PT-50. Spotty gets his 4 for the game, or the round. And the gun rounds begin. Clean round there from G2. AKs will come out, and his body just lining them up, knocking them down. Pretty simple position.
Like a set of bowling pins down an alleyway. And he's got a strike.
He has. Nice waxed up ball.
He's the Big Lebowski. Well, Furlan now with an AK-47 will look to long. He's got a smoke down. There'll be a subsequent smoke thrown from the counter-terrorist measures, and therefore that'll allow shocks into the archway, but that's rather obvious. So good spray, good damage. Shocks on 9 already.
Still with the auto shotgun. Remember, AGO seem to be quite a handy little team. 250 maps together.
251.
Yes, indeed. Pull back, makes a lot of noise doing that. Shoxy though got tagged up a lot in the process trying to cross over the platform. Has to be very careful with grenades. That's why he's playing a little bit more of a defensive angle here. Looking for anyone to walk through the smoke. Just recovering. No walk for Kenny S just yet. Stays on the M4. Toa wanted to get into the danger there, but actually finds himself in a spot of bother. Falls back. I'll be funneled towards B. Shoxy up. Not really sure why he committed to that. This looks like an AGO round. Not like it. Oh, maybe not.
Chomp, chomp! Furlan gets his head ripped off. Just has a choke on that shotgun. Snatchy's got an Apex though. Watch for BK with the shotgun. Couldn't land it on Snatchy, surprisingly, but Kenny's got position toward the rock. He knows that Grubby's planting. He's heard it. He'll try and rush him down. No mistake in hitting the shot, but he can't respond to Toa. He knew he needed to pounce on the bomb planter, otherwise he would get settled into a 1 versus 2. He wanted to isolate it as soon as possible.
He almost got the snap towards drop down. Kenny S been quite proficient with the pistols and the rifles so far. 3 kills there. Almost got him. Half a second more, he wins the round, but not meant to be. Full buy from GT though, still plenty of cash. I'm sure the orb comes out now. Have a look. There it is. AWP. MBK really is cheesing it the last couple of weeks, isn't he?
Yeah, he really is.
Nice bit of brie.
Bit of brie on the biscuit. What if he's a bruschetta? He brings the whole deal to the table.
I think brie's a French cheese, that's why I said that's the only one I could think of. Soft one.
Well, okay. But if you take a baguette, put some cheese and some tomato, and you can have bruschetta.
Yep, you can do that.
That's if like it's like the real deal though. Like he uses one of those guns and has a good round. That's when it's bruschetta.
Sure.
I like bruschetta.
I haven't had it in a while.
Can we get some?
Might be a bit late. It's 11:30.
We can Uber Eats it.
Not in Denmark, you can't. No
we
Uber here. They banned it.
Foodora, DK, whatever they have here.
Yeah.
They must have something.
Here we go. 1 minute remaining, and the auto shotgun's still out and strong. I'm really not a fan of that, but we'll see what works out for him. Body will be in drop down as well. You can see him looking into the walls, trying to dodge. Lots of flashbangs here. From the T side, find the first gun round, but only 1 player survived. Remember, Kenny S scores a massive dent in their economy, not by winning the round, but finding 3 versus 1. Kenny now with the AWP. He is very, very strong on the A-bomb side. Bounces the nade over. They spot him, but he spots them back. That was the first shot. MBK will get one of the auto shotgun. Kenny S actually ends up with 2 there. Still alive for now. Good nade. Won't quite find PHRs at the top of middle, 11 HP. MBK might just do something.
This would take down Fear. Oh, there it is!
Nice.
And BK. And it's down to Groovy as a result of it. He's got to try and plant the bomb. He taps it to fake it out. That full Shocks, but Shocks doesn't care. MP9 from that range doesn't even matter.
Yep, doesn't seem to matter at all. 10 seconds on the clock. Went for the fake plant, hoping to bait them out, which he did, but couldn't find both targets. Kenny S, good job here. AWP. 2 clean shots. Okay, 2 clean kills with the auto shotgun as well. That's surely going to be a forced buy from AGO. It is indeed. Completely reset there, 4-1. Always a chance to win these sort of rounds of Cobblestone. Has a big snowball effect if you get the first kill.
Toe to back away, MBK. Again with the shotgun, it's not a bad position for it. Some people like to play it out by long A. I prefer the drop room. It's confrontational. Have to rotate, in they go. Nade was timed to set. He wasn't ready with the shotgun, but he is now. Sorry, Furlan. More like Furlan on the ground. After the shotgun killed him. Word. Bars.
Bars for days. 1 minute now. Auto shotgun farming cash. And it will be shot to the MP9. Hang in there. He'll get one. As I say, his aim doesn't look too shabby at the moment, at least. And will be body to find another. The round is guaranteed. They'll get one kill. Winning this round. Groovy gets another. And the shotgun gets things off. There it is. Final cartridge will get the kill. $7,000 for MBK. 5-1. RGO with the eco this time. Remember, it was 11-4 in the first half of Cash. Still was like a 16-12 game, so they seem to have comeback potential. AGO. This is our final map of the evening. 6 long ones. We had triple overtime. We seem to bring those every single time, every day.
That's what we do. That's what we're here for. Apex positioning himself inside of danger. Shocks with just the USP. And the shotgun again for MBK. So Shocks with the USP. Right. As Apex gets 2, but will be taken down by Groovy. AK picked up, but it's just he and PHR left. And the M4 well positioned, but only for 1. Good slip in underneath the crosshair. Gets a kill with the Glock. And now, PHR with a weapon. Try to clutch this. A weapon of range against that of a shotgun and a pistol for Shocks, but it's body that he finds. And it's 6-1 for G2.
Of course it is. Full eco there. Did manage to take some guns out of the hands of G2. Money's still strong on their side though. Can always run a double AWP setup if you'd like on Cobblestone. It will be MBK who would run it. Maybe Shoxy wants it as well. There we go. They did announce that MBK was going to be the full-time secondary AWPer. It seems like Shoxy's back into the fray though. They can never really establish their roles with this team. Like, who's the in-game leader? Who's the secondary AWPer? It's always a bit of a mishmash. But for now, Apex will be challenged towards long A. 3 players come in that position, but this is looking nice. Kenny S will we flash, but most always pull the trigger, then fall back. He just wants to bait in Apex. He'll pull the trigger regardless whether he gets flashed or not. There's the flashbang. Pull back. Bait in Apex, but actually didn't pull the trigger at all. That's why I said pull the trigger, because then you take the attention away from it. Ran away. But Body stepping up there, brings it back into a 3-on-3. Nice work, buys him some time for the rotation. Smoke's coming in towards the connector. Flashbangs over from Snatchy. He'll be committing towards the A-side in a clumsy manner. Didn't wait for his teammates. He can't even get a trade there. And it's very easy to tag. Body tagging up Fur. And it's going to be a 3 versus 1. 3 kills for Body. In the flames, Ruby will burn.
He will indeed. NBK, meanwhile, jumps back down in middle. Double op setup brought to the fold from Kenny and Shocks. So Shocks is back into it. You're right, 7-1. This is more what we expect from GG. Get it?
Yeah, it's not bad.
It's pretty terrible, actually. Play the rock, play the tree. Shocks will cover off from the chicken coop. Thy divine chicken coop. And my goodness, he gets the shot just as easy as he walks out. Finds a second as well. No one even facing him yet. Had a shooting gallery a century, but Apex will close out with Body on the others. It's 8-1. No guns, obviously, that time for AGO.
Yeah, this is very similar to what we saw in Cash. Seems like it's not a very exciting game, and all of a sudden AJ turned it on, so we'll see if they can get back in there. Still early days in the grand scheme of things. this could still be an 8-7 half, so I won't get too carried away just yet, but right now G2 look very comfortable. Round number 10. So far, only one round has been picked up by AGO, and that was a 4 versus 1 against Kenya, when it came down to a 1v1 in the end. They should have won the pistol as well, so grim times that. 4 versus 1 against him when he came out on top. It was a bit of a nightmare as Apex continues that. Another shot towards Furlan, smokes them out. Good Molotov from the front side, but thing is like, oh, okay, I was about to say, Apex definitely pushes that because he hears him spray like 25 bullets. You assume he's going to reload, so Apex is trying to push with that smoke preemptively and get him on the reload. But Toa seemed to be aware. 3 bullets left in the clip, manages to hit the shot. He was 1 step ahead in the game of chest getting some take down Toa. Bit of a shame after getting that brilliant kill. No trade potential. That's always something that these maybe lesser teams seem to have a strong understanding of.
Snatchy wants to take the position at long. MBK gone to the hands of PHR opens up the possibility of wrapping back to B. It also opens up the possibility of PHR taking the drop room. So a defense rotation as a result of that. Kenny and Snatchy are engaged in battle. The rotation I speak of is Body heading toward rotation at drop because he's now got to support 2 AWP players who are going to be put under a lot of pressure. Somehow gets away from the player behind him. Kenny's got Snatchy finally. Ruby's got Shocks in return. It's just Body left on B until such time that Kenny could rotate, and they're anticipating he's inside of the smoke. Rightfully so. Great shot. Oh, B! What a spray transfer from Body.
That's nice. Body just won't give in. He has had a great half so far. Keeping the dream alive for G2. It seemed like Ruby with that shot towards the connector. You think that's it. They're going to get around on the board, but no. He finds a double spray down. Wasn't easy. It was a horrible angle to try and find the map. Controls the spray, takes them both down. 9-1. Lost bonus, obviously, at its absolute peak right now. And they'll be able to buy AKs once again. This will be the last chance for them, though, in terms of if they lose this round, they'll have to take an eco in the next. It'll be 10-1 down. Apex, aggressive, of course. Cross one towards the rock. Too much damage, takes Snatchy down to 82. So up, trying to game Apex once again. He did in the previous round. MBK, no shotgun this time. AK-47. It'll be using a terrorist weapon, but Apex once again goes down to Toa. They've got the man advantage against a double orb setup. This is looking good now for AGO.
Good shot Shocks again to take out Furlan. Back to a 3 versus 3. They won this last time. They've made things tight in the last 2 rounds. Big miss from MBK.
Big miss. 1 minute remaining, and both the orbs locking them in here. They want to go back towards B. They're going to have a lot of trouble here. PHR gets fully flashed, and down he goes. That's the bomb. Whatever looked like a brilliant round from AGO has quickly subsided. Now Snatchy of no nades, AK-47, and he has to try and get out of the murder hole. Oh, goodness gracious.
He scoped in, too. Oh, no. Oh, yes! From Snatchy. How good is that?
That's so brave. The balls on this guy. To walk through the murder hole like that, it's called it for a reason, not take that shot. He's like, well, this probably won't win me the round. Let's see if I can be a little bit cheeky here. Boom. That's so cool. Well played. Great moment for Snatchy. Very smart. Under pressure as well. You've got Kenny S in front of you, not looking. You're going to try and kill him all day long. But he went 1 step further there. Well played. Actually, significantly harming the money of G2 as well. Snatchy takes a leg shot, but so does Shocks. It's getting late.
It's only 11:30, Henry. That's early by our standards.
Yeah. Only 6 maps deep.
And hopefully for our viewers as well, don't forget to stick around for North American Division coming up just after this.
You've got a plethora of games. They are just getting warmed up in the green. I can hear Jason doing his vocal exercises next door right now.
Every night.
Oh, yes. I'm not going to do that joke, actually.
Alley-oop, I threw it up there for you. You just didn't slam it home, did you? Shock takes down Toa, but not before the aforementioned found Apex. That leaves us 4 aside. Double up set up once more for the CTs, and MBK better off with the pistol, it seems, than he was last time with the M4. It's a shot to PHR, and the rest is all stacking in their favor as well as Groovy tries to undo that work, but only with 1 shot. And we find ourselves at 10-2 in favor of G2.
Indeed. Round number 13. G2 fully reset AGO. It could be a 13-2 half at this rate. They're going to have to force by here and hope for the best. not looking too good. That was a difficult round for G2 in terms of their money. It actually was relatively low. They had like 5-7s, a shotgun, AWP, and M4. Players for armor, but they held their heads high, and they got back on the double up setup. Kenny S ready and waiting with the flashbang to set Apex up. You can see that's a bit of an alley-oop right there. Pop flash. His teammate really find himself in a bit of hot water here.
Gets denied.
Yeah, he does. And there will be Kenny S. They're going to give him a shooting gallery. They're trying to buy time for the guy coming towards long A. Fall back, Kenny. A bit of trouble here. It will be MBK to respond. It's still going to fall apart.
In some ways, the missed shots kind of bait them in, though, because they think, oh, he's missing on the op. We can run him down with the pistols. Yeah. And it worked out to get Apex in position, or rather, excuse me, NBK in position. It's just Snatchy remaining, and we're looking at an 11-2 scoreline after he's found. Imagine that he will be.
Hoping that they make a mistake here and get a little bit impatient.
Ooh-wee!
Good timing. We'll get the AWP, but we tagged up a little bit here, down to 68. They can get something else here. Shoxy get the final killing blow there. Money in the bin again for AGO. Decent attempt, but unless you're winning the round, it doesn't really matter at this point. So deep into the half, they have to take an eco. And 11-2 will come through. Look like we're going to see all the rounds in this final game. This will be 12-2.
Body deploys smoke at the archway. That'll allow him to then jump up on the platform. He's not going to play in the arch. He wants to play closer so that when they run through, they run by him, and he's close enough to shake their hand. What a read from Grubby, but doesn't go for the left click. 3 swipes, that's enough for Body to respond, but then they know exactly where he is. They just shoot their Parish teammate. Kenny S, meanwhile, trying to find a means of shutting them down despite these overrun, and they've picked up an M4. They've picked up an AWP. They've got a shotgun.
It's all coming together.
Shox has the AWP to try and shut them down. It might be 11-3.
Oh, the bomb is planted. Shoxy will find one more. Got to do a little bit better than that. So wanted the challenge. His teammates tell him to fall back slightly. And will be Snatchy now, who makes the first incision. And there it is. So to finish things off with the shotgun. 11-3. I didn't think that was going to be possible. It all falls apart. The B bomb site collapses. And Body. Good,
good effort to read that smoke position. So a double op T side. That was picked up. Yeah, they're going to throw it away. I thought they might. You need rounds, lads. Smoke toward long. AWP in hand. Body the one to jump up and try and cross him down. Good this time. With clear vision. An easy shot. It takes out Furlane, who wasn't quite expecting the quick peek, so PHR to get the one in response, but okay, Apex, Kenny, and Shox still up on the G2 side of defense against Toa Snatchy, Kirby, and PHR. The eagle shots from Shox are somewhat desperate. He knows there's an M4 to his right. Get there by any means. They've gotten dropped. That'll take them toward the tree. And Kenny's got the flank, however. So I was going to say this is going to open up the site entirely. The fact that Kenny's on their heels and Bomb is down behind, Kenny gives him a chance, and a better chance indeed, 12-3. He was almost going to go for it. Last round of the first half, and what a play from Kenneth Schrub.
Oh my goodness, how has he done that? They both run into his crosshair at the very end. He steals the round away. 12-3 for G2. Kenny S with some heroics there. The pistol round was amazing. 4 versus 1. He then had another huge round where it was 4 versus 1 again. He couldn't quite close it out, but then delivered the goods one more time there in round number 15 of the first half. MBK did what he could with the auto shotgun. Good half overall from G2. Went one better than they did on Cash. Can they close it out nice and early though? Like to, can tell you, but is it possible? AGO seems to be quite resilient. Body with another great clutch. It seemed like AGO unlucky then, I have to say. They got themselves in lots of advantageous positions, but just couldn't close out these big clutches. Lots of 2v1s, 4 versus 1s, especially that pistol. If they won the pistol, it might have been a different scoreline altogether, but they didn't. And it will be 12-3, and we'll swap over. G2 on the T side now. Win the pistol, that's going to be it. If they don't, we might have another long game on our hands. One more half left in the European section here, Pro League. North America coming up next. arguably the more stacked Pro League this season. Time will tell. With all
Time
the
will
roster
tell.
changes we've had right now in Europe, and with SK over there, Cloud9, Liquid, like, got some really solid teams playing that division.
It's definitely been strengthened. There's 3 teams at the top that can contest with any in the world, I would say. With Cloud9 and SK. Shox running down Snatchy to good effect. That's an opening for G2 will welcome. Catch off the rotation of Kenny back down from the drop, but he wins that exchange, and Shox taking out Furlan leaves us with just Toa.
Not sure there'll be much he can do about this one. He'll be coming in from long A. At least he's got the drop in that respect. It will be the element of surprise. There's one, but now that is up. They know exactly where he is. He's going to take some absolute heroics here with no kit. And he doesn't know where either of the players are. He'll spot Kenny's grenade there. Oof, a chance to get the one tap. There's one. Oh my goodness, 1 HP now for Toa. He needs to try and challenge Body and hopefully out-duel him. He's done it. He's done it, absolutely done it. He'll be defusing the bomb. Very well played. He's actually quite a handy little player. And defuses the bomb, 2 HP, completely schools Body there. Body assumes to be running towards the bomb side, trying to touch the bomb. He actually was going for the one tap. And of course, wins the pistol.
Wins the pistol indeed, and that changes the complexion entirely. What a clutch back from AGO to win that round, because Toa winning that gives them some life. Impressive. There's been a few individual moments for these guys. Shox to the window, tries to spray in. PHR will put him down.
Just to note, they're buying up next round.
Aside from a few pistols, the CZ, namely for Apex, but you're right, they can't on plant. Toa tries to go in aggressively with the M4, can't connect. Furlan certainly will. He'll jump down the lane and find MBK in the corner. Groovy, some more drop, is able to take down Kenny, not Body. There's just too many men for him to handle, but it's all in the end in vain for G2 because AGO win it. Like you say, though, this is to set up the early buy.
AK's come out. 5 of those, and a little bit of utility as well. The smokes, the flashbangs, the molotovs, and it will be an A split coming in from what I can tell right now. At least an A default at the very least. Snatchy ready to hold them off a long A. Pretty standard angle for him. He needs to watch out. The AK-47's coming in. Could actually blow his head off there just like that. Caught his pants down there. Pulls out the incendiary the moment Apex arrives at the corner. That was not ideal. As PHR tries to hold them off. Spotted now towards the APC. Stop getting caught your nades out, boys. Put the nades away. And the HE grenade doing 20 damage really around. As be completely blown out of the water there. 13 rounds for G2. After force buying in the third. Got the bomb down in the pistol. And very good timing there. Very bad timing by AGO, I think. It's more accurate.
Apex swinging in. A boost up for Apex as well to cut off anyone working in that direction. So the early buy for G2 gonna get us to 13 rounds. And 3 to go from a 2-win, I was gonna say 2-0, but yes, okay, fair enough. In the Helmet home, 2-0, so 2 wins on the board for G2. Apex wants to carry all the guns away from anywhere that they would be picked up. But the save successful for both Groovy and Furlan. 3 to go. But a bit of opposition to be brought forth by AGO. In fact, I was going to say, they can bring out a little bit more, and they will.
This is, pretty much last chance now. Lose this, it's done. It'll be 14-5, no money. You get the AWP, a couple of rifles, make it 3 with the FAMAS there. And MP9, it's not actually too bad considering how the last round went down. Snatchy is down the AWP towards long A. One, but doesn't quite get the tag and the frag.
Kenny down to 21 HP. They back off. accordingly. Second angle, better off. He's got Apex. Kenny goes in, he's got that as well. Snappy from Snatchy, and it's NBK that waits at the top of drop. They've lost their approach on A. No chance for a wrap, and rather they'll take a left and, in fact, send the bomb in the hands of Shox to long B instead. Toa waits outside of the archway, outside of the E-box entrance from drop. He's got the MP9 in hand. PHR's flanking all the way around. This round done. This is AGO. Done all the way, absolutely. As Furling closes it out, Shock's gone. A great round again from the CT side of our underdogs, I think it's fair to say. And Snatchy starts it off. Not bad.
13-6. One more buy for G2. They will force it. Round number 5. This is where AGO really came back to life on cash. He just needed that one round. Shoxy opting for the Mac 10 here. They'll probably go towards B and have him go in the drop down. Snatch this time, focusing towards middle. He's got a lot of intel here. He's called that no one's crossed towards the A side of the map, and that's a bit of a problem. No one's rotated. Shoxy goes in, but he's got so much smoke in front of it. I don't think he does much of a call. Down he goes. Toa shouldn't be too tested here. They're focusing more on towards the drop down. So 1 kill obtained, and they've bought themselves a lot of time as well. G2 haven't exactly exploded all over the B side.
Toa up toward the stairs, shut down by Kenny. 2 AKs with work to be done, but they can't snap fast enough as Furlan takes out Kenny at range. Body wants that AK if he works back in that direction, but he's got trouble in getting there. As MBK flashed off as well, left with 96 HP, insignificant perhaps. He's inside a drop and can't get out. He's contained as a caged rat. Snatchy with the AWP is going to stare him down as well, and that's going to be a free kill. Oh, or is it?
All right, MBK, what have you got? There's one tip. PHR flashes him off, but he gets himself into safety. MBK definitely capable of winning these sort of rounds. It's a tall order. But he has got 45 seconds and the bomb on his back. We'll be looking for anyone flanking behind him, a drop down there.
Work his way back into the site as well. MBK trying to find that opening, back to where he flashed off. PHR the first time around makes noise. PHR's going to know he's there. Doesn't want to peek it, because it's very likely he could be staring at him down, waiting for that angle to present itself, but Kirby's going to close it instead, 13-7. And money gone for G2.
Money absolutely gone. Nothing left. Now, it's a chance for AJ to establish themselves and get back into the game. Just pistols here for the French side. 50-50s, Deagles and Glocks. No chance for AJ to get double digits. GT might even take another eagle here. Snatchy looking for intel once again towards middle. Finds nothing. It will be up to Toa, who now is joined by Furl on top of the tree. Shoxy might get this one. Unlucky not to hit the headshot there. Snatchy does. Only get one there, and Apex gets the AWP. This is a bit of a dangerous position. Yeah, good decision there, PHR to fall back. And here we go then. With the AWP picked up, Apex will try and do what he can here. And it looks like the round will still be successful for AGO. And even more so. Only one player goes down. A little bit problematic there towards middle.
Certainly problems occurring for G2 to close out this game as well, but back to the money. So Grubby over toward B. Double up this time. AGO, Toa and Snatchy. So Toa the secondary. Grubby will hold off on drop. Positioning from Shox. He stands toward the top of the ramp. Body. Has to connect with the connection shot at window. Manages to hit Ruby before losing his vision. Not a bad entry, because now he controls connector. He's hardly hitting all of this as well, and he's going to take down PHR. 2 kills, 62 HP. He's still a menace, and more importantly, Snatchy has his back turned, waiting for his arrival, and can take the A site. Body cuts off rotation. This is excellent from G2.
Yep, clinical stuff there. Clean sweep, 14th round obtained. It's all down to Body and Shoxy there getting the job done. They managed to keep their money strong. And still, AGO will be able to get a full buy. You can see Furlan with $9,000 can even drop 2 rifles if so required. I don't think they'll bring out the AWP. Oh, there it is. Okay, so Furlan drops that, buys himself. And once again, desperate times for AGO. Managed to bring the scoreline to a more competitive landscape, but we'll see whether they can stay alive here. Snatchy's had some really decent rounds.
Snatchy has had a few. That said, find another body takedown. Have to step up. Furlan manages to trade it, but body gets it in return. Toa can't get the shot back. As such, it's still the favorite at G2, substantially as well. Creek again for NBK.
Of course.
Once a game, at least. Toa's got good position in his rotation, but Apex is ready for it. Can't find the shot. Kenny just barely gets through the murder hole with an AWP. Okay, fair enough. I won't discount Kenny's
He can do what he wants.
Yeah, he can. He's earned it. King Kenny, they call him. King Kenny the 8th. Kind of worked out. So PHR trying to save, unfortunately, and as such will concede the overtime point to G2. 15 rounds on the board.
That should be it now on the money. Really will be weak and spread thinly between the AGO guys. You can see pretty much everyone fully invested now. $300 for Toa, and Furlan. PHR trying to save his rifle here. Looks like he will. He's currently on the B steps. As we go into potentially the last round here, probably the last round, as G2 have completely wrecked the economy of AGO. We'll see if they can see this one home. Should be 16-8. So 4 pistols, 1 saved M4. Smokes, flashbangs, 1 defuse kit. That's all they've got. I don't know how they managed to scrape this together. We'll see what they can do. Round number 9.
Good shot, body to start it off. Beginning of the end, the M4 still in hand, but pistols only across the rest of the way. As Shox wants in, Toa will wait on the offside of the smoke, slightly off angle, but gets impatient, looks out, Shox takes him down as well. So Ruby in the sight, he's the one they have to worry about. And Shox has disposed of him. This all looks to be done. Both remaining players on the A side, bomb heading toward B. AGO, unfortunately, fall short. Apex to Furlan, 1 left. Snatchy, not with his AWP in Apex. It's the shot. 2-0 G2, and important wins at that.
There we go. I feel like AGO could be a bit of a dark horse here, depending on in the league. They could kind of steal away a couple of map victories against the right opposition. They seem like they're skilled. I think they're well out of their depth against G2, but given the opportunity and they get momentum with a pistol, I feel like they could be dangerous and maybe take a couple of maps. Who knows? They seem pretty handy little team.
I had my headset resting on my head. I didn't realize it was that bad. That was not intentional by any means. Another man who makes messy hair look actually kind of all right. Alex, how are you?
Hello.
Oh, hello.
It's thick, isn't it?
Yeah, I like what the barber's done.
Your hair is thick, yeah.
Yesterday, actually,
Yeah.
just give it a trim. I was
trim.
like, shape me up, fam.
Yeah.
Couldn't even tell.
Yeah, exactly. That's why I like a subtle haircut. I appreciate that. And I like your commentary there, guys. That was great. That was the best segue I could think of. Love you and leave you. Get out of here. I promise. That was all I had. Anyway, that is Matt and that is Henry. That's his name. And either way, just to fill you in as well, it's not going to be the only casters you see in this studio tonight. In fact, North American Pro League is coming up straight after this. So he misses his dog, but you don't want to miss this. Ghost versus Renegades. That's what you're going to be starting with. So be sure to join us as you get to hear Jason and Harry talking all about that one. More from SK as well, taking on another Brazilian obstacle. Wow, I'm losing it. What's the word I was looking for?
Opposition.
Opposition. Thank you. Appreciate
But they are
that.
an obstacle as well, because
Yeah.
you know you want to get through, get those wins, do what you can.
And Rogue as well are going to be battling versus Splice. We saw Splice in a very close game versus Complexity just yesterday. You get to look forward to that one as well.
Well, I always look forward to the North American Pro League. I watched all the games last night, stayed up in solidarity with the rest of the boys, and it was
Stayed up until 10 a.m. Did you?
Yeah. Someone had to do it.
Oh, I respect that. That's
You know
awesome.
Who didn't stay up? No, I don't sleep. I'm a robot.
Who didn't sleep?
AGO, they just got slept on. No, that would mean that they would have won. Yeah.
G2 though, and I think the point that Henry made,
on.
we're going to just kind of run with what Henry was saying there, which is, you know, that they could be potential dark horses. Seeing their gameplay, evidently perhaps out their depth here, but there is that 5th, 6th that always gets a little bit messy.
I think they could. It's also a matter of, as Chad already pointed out, this is the biggest competition for them right now. And we know that, you know, there's obviously going to be LAN tournaments around, and some teams traveling back from LANs, they can get a little bit complacent on that first day back or something along those lines, a little bit of jet lag, and that might be the push AGO needs to get a couple of wins against, you know, the more difficult opponents on the board. And as we always say with these new teams that appear in Pro League, for them the main goal is just to remain in Pro League, right? Because it's all about gaining the experience, seeing how different CS looks like when you play at this level of competition. So after that, after a full season, you can also reflect and see, okay, these are our weak points. Is everyone, you know, playing up to par? Is everyone contributing? Do we need to make some roster changes? So that's much better if you have an extra season after that to work with than just one and done like Big last season.
Yes, indeed. They did get demoted straight back down to MDL. This is where AGO came from, in fact, the Mountain Dew League, which does sit just beneath the Pro League. And that is exactly where they came from, and exactly where you can get if you compete on ESEA servers as well. You can climb that ladder, hit that A+, and get yourself into the MDL if you do climb with your team. You have to, of course, 2 separate things. Don't want to go preaching the wrong story, but you can take part, compete in ESEA, and even get scouted and jump into MDL yourself. That's how it works, and that is how AGO are going to be trying to continue to rise through the ranks now. They're jumping on to Pro League, and, well, you know what? The outlook is positive, it seems. Our analysts are pleasantly surprised. They're already showing volatility, smashing LDLC, not getting smashed by G2. I mean, 8, 10 rounds, they're putting up a fight.
It's not too bad. You can tell G2 are taking it a little bit more relaxed, though. You saw, like, within the first 7 rounds of the first half that pretty sure MBK had the alligator for the majority of the time, right? You can just see not the fun guns, but they're playing with weapons when they could have been upgrading. Kenny didn't get the AWP up until like the 9th round, and then Kenny and Shox had the double AWP, which was working fantastically for them. Good signs from G2 to be able to play the looser style, right? That's what we want to see out of them. It just needs to be more consistent with them getting the Ws.
Yeah, and of course, not being able to play with Shox for the majority of the season, they did get to play with him and field him in their roster today, and it's 2 very important wins, 2 big in the win categories, and not in any overtime nonsense either. They managed to evade that one, which of course would have cost them a point. All round, though, we kind of wrap up our day. We can start talking about results, your results for our day here in Pro League. It is match day 2 of Season 7. Ooh. And just to remind everyone, we saw Na'Vi take a huge scalp in rather convincing fashion, at least in map 1. We even saw them take the second in what was a absolute crazy Mirage game.
Yeah, and FaZe is now 2-4. I mean, to start off the league, not impressive, losing to Na'Vi and Astralis, beating G2, but still some points because of those 2 overtime losses on the other side of things. B-Stream update, we know Chad loves those. Space Soldiers with 3 convincing wins, but also LDLC gets the first win on the board.
Fnatic is a worrying sign for me. They haven't started the season very strong either. They had the 2 maps lost to Mouse Sports yesterday, and then today against Hellraisers going down in the OTs, and then another close one there. I was watching some of the highlights. Angel was able to pull off a 1v4 retake on the B-bomb side of Overpass in that matchup. Crazy to see.
Coming up tomorrow, you get to see the Ninjas in pajamas with a new player in the ranks. Dennis, the contract signed, it's all public, and we get to see him doing battle versus Fnatic, a team that our analysts are worried about after the initial 2 days of play. We get to see more from North as well, the Danish Lions with roster changes. We get to see what Mertz is up to with his new team shirt on. And alongside all of that, we get to see G2 back in action and still with Shoxy. This is going to be probably one of the harder challenges so far in the tournament. We get to see how Fnatic fare versus G2. That's all coming up on tomorrow's show for the European region. Don't forget, though, North American Pro League is coming up straight after this. What's your game to watch from North American Pro League? Is it that first one against Ghost?
Renegades.
I always love the double Brazilian showdown.
That's true. Yeah, SK, Luminosity, and all that good stuff coming up on the North American Pro League. This has been EU. We love you, and we'll see you tomorrow. This is Na'Vi with their spectacular performance, and they'll take us away as we go ahead and get ready for another day tomorrow. See you then.